Hi, this is Ed Harrow from the Open Space Preservation Commission, and I'm just here to talk about what we talked about last night. The first item on our agenda is that we are in the process, I think I can say this, of negotiating for a piece of property. And there is a naming policy in the town about how properties get named and things like that. So we voted to have a memo sent to the select board that the family of the family owners of the property wish to have the property named in honor of their mother. So the property would be known as the Rice Woods. And that should take care of that. Then we had a discussion about boundary markings. We are now in charge of a number of parcels that are actually owned by the Conservation Commission, but we are charged with, I guess I'll call it their management. So we wish to get the boundaries firmed up. And at our last meeting, we got quotes from Market on Associates, and we just had a brief discussion that we were happy with the quotes, and we've agreed to the quotes, and the CPC has voted to fund the quote. So that was that. And then in my role as the chair, it falls upon me to write about what we did last year. And so I begged for help from my other members of ideas that I could write about, because I felt a little bit stumped. So I've got that on I've got some stuff to run with, and I have to have that done by the 27th of this month. So I need to get cracking on that. And then we had our usual conversation about the Whitehall Conservation Area and the need for signs, because one of the main entrances into the Whitehall Conservation Area is off of Piazza Lane, and there is no sign there. So we need to get some signs and put up there, and we need to get some trail markings. And this is a task that's a shared task between us as the quote unquote owner and Paul and Friends of Whitehall, who hold the conservation restriction on the property. So we hope to get that all nailed down at our next meeting. And then I noted this weekend when I was out there walking that there were some mysterious green ribbons scattered about, tied onto trees and things. And the explanation for that has come up, is that Friends of Whitehall is proposing a trail to be if you will, a shortcut across that peninsula that the Whitehall Conservation Area is a part of, to shorten the trip, so that when people get to the dam side, if you will, of the easterly side of the property, and it's getting late and dark and they need to get to the boat ramp, this will be their shortcut, which will save them a long walk around the point. So that's the plan for that, what that was about. I also noted that there had, and one of the other members noted that someone had been out there in a vehicle of some sort. There were tracks. I noted a sapling knocked down, not on open space property, clearly knocked down from a vehicle of some sort. So we had some discussions about that. And I'm charged with doing some research on if you will, a game camera, so that we have some way of seeing who's doing what and where. No decisions have been made on that. It's just that I am tasked with trying to come up with something. We talked about land purchases. The previous discussion, we had talked about portions of the railroad bed that are on the northerly side of Main Street. So there's a portion that is owned by the lumber store. It is not connected directly to the lumber store because there's property in between. It's rather amusing. So they have this little strip of land out in the middle of nowhere. And then that is connected to another portion of the old railroad bed that's owned by Timothy Nealon. So we're not really quite sure what to do with these. They provide some interconnectivity, and we're just thinking that they might be interesting. So we'd like to have discussions with those people. see, we've got a couple talks going on. Norman has some talks going on with some landholders. I don't feel at liberty to discuss further. And that is that with respect to land purchases. I'm looking at my minutes if you're wondering why I'm looking away. And then on the end of our agenda, I have sent out, shared with members of the, I'm being interrupted by the dog, of the Conservation Commission and Open Space, emails that I get from different state organizations, and I'm not quite sure. I can just maybe read them off the best as I can here. One of them is from the Massachusetts Open Space Conference, and if you want to learn more about it, you can go to www.massopenspace.org. And it's too late for the pollinator kits, but a number of us have ordered pollinator kits. And this is a program being run by Sudbury Valley trustees. So you could perhaps, if you are interested, get a hold of Sudbury Valley trustees and say that you're interested in Dr. Gagir's pollinator kits. Is it too late to sign up? And exactly what's going to be in the kit and so forth and so on. I don't pretend to know, but I'm living large, and we're going to have them, and we'll figure what to do with them when we get them. So that was me personally, not Open Space as a town group that bought them. And there's another one that I don't have anything written down, but I could send to you, Ashley, and maybe you could figure out how to stick it on as a trailer. It's another piece of from a gentleman out at UMass in Amherst.